And turn off. And turn off. Okay. Let's see if we can get... Okay, look there. It turned off. Well. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. And this is the 136th episode of the Political Spotlight, and we are again coming to you live from the Bilbrey Ranch, from deep underground in a secure bunker. And let's see what Joe Tompkins is saying. The problem I have here, I'm just going to let everybody know right now, right up front, because we are not at the regular studio, I am not on my equipment, and I don't have my microphone going through my sound box, going through the compressor, going back through the sound box, and then into the camera that then feeds into the computer. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a little issue where it's hard for me to see the comments. So if there is a particularly amazing comment that someone writes that Kate feels like I need to know or respond to, Kate will have to respond and jump up and say, hey, by the way, Bilbrey, someone said X, Y, or Z. Because the screen that I'm on is coming from way here in front of me, and it's small. So, yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am not in the studio, which is the world's first above-ground, upstairs basement. It's the Lighthouse Studios, deep within inside House 57. We call it the Mike Jones Corridor, and it is the only above-ground first or second level basement known to man. You need to take calculus and 3 years of seminary school to be able to figure that out. But all right, so we're coming to you on this lovely Tuesday evening if you're watching live, or if you're watching at some other point. We are coming to you on this beep, fill in your time of day. So yeah, I apologize. We're not at the studio, so things are going to be a little discombobulated. It's called a bi-level. Yeah, right.
I should have thought about that. It's a tri-level. If you want to get really, really real with it, if we're talking about the actual location, but I like the bi-level too. Came just last night's night. Yeah, so just FYI, I'm going to probably be coming to you guys for a while from here. There might be a couple days where I sneak over and do the thing and then sneak back, but for the next little bit, we'll be coming from here. So that's no matter. We've still got a lot. Look, people, you're not coming here for the view. Obviously, look at me. You're not coming here for the what is this? Oh, I see that, Joey. That's interesting. Well, okay, that's interesting. Well, good. I'm glad everything's I'm glad that everything is good there. It's an old barn design. Doesn't matter if it's 5 stories. It's a bi-level. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's very much the 70s show backdrop. Yeah, absolutely. I call this room that I'm in the funeral parlor. It's very similar to, you know, when you walk through the funeral parlor and you walk in, it's got a very long room that's kind of narrow and the casket's back at the top. That's kind of what it is. That's what I call this room. It's always kind of reminded me of that. But I will tell you, I've gotten a lot of comments on the actual backdrop. People saying, like, this must be my color. So what's crazy is, to you all out here, yeah, right. We'll come back to the window thing here in a minute. I'll tell you about this. So first and foremost, everyone who's reached out to me today and said, I absolutely love your backdrop. I love your backdrop. You're coming to us. Those gold curtains that you've got. I'm like, gold curtains? They're not gold. What are you talking about? They're tan. These are 100% tan. They are not gold, but because of the amazing yellow light that we have above our heads, it gives the curtains a Johnny Carson would blend right in. It gives it a very gold hue. So it is what it is. Now, so people are aware, when I've done this before, I've been on that side of the room over there because generally I do have a thing about putting my back to windows or doors, things like that. The old cop routine, you know, don't really like to do that kind of thing. But I feel a-okay here where we're at, so all is well. I've got this place on lockdown secure, so we good. We good. All right. So it gives you a look of, it gives, yeah, situational awareness, you know it. I know it gives me a nice tan. That's what I said. I said, look here, this is the thing, is I said, it makes me look like I'm so dark. There was a point in last night's show where I noticed I was watching it today and Audie was off in the corner talking, and I was literally going, look at me, look at him. I forgot that I was like actually on in front of people. It was crazy. All right, people. So let's get into tonight's show. A real quick update. I've got some orange shirts for you. Yes. Well, I do need to get with you on that. That would be great. So a couple of things. First and foremost, number one, Grandma is doing better tonight. She's doing better today. She is I'll say this. She's better than where I thought she would be given the status of things yesterday. So when I got to the hospital today, she was better off today than I thought she would be. Okay. Um, so that was good. She's worse off, I think, than where she would hoped to have been. But of course, that's because we didn't plan on what happened. We talked with the doctors, we talked with everybody. She's going to have to do what she's going to have to do. What jail is that shirt from? It's from where is this from? Beaufort, South Carolina is where this is from. Beaufort, South Carolina. My brother is a seaman in the Navy. He's a lieutenant. Like Colonel R. Jessup or something like that. What's that? Lance? What? I don't know. I used to be able to do that whole movie line. Anyhow, so I got this shirt when we went down there when he was stationed there. Anyways, Grandma will be doing good soon and back at it. Now onward with the show. Last night we had Audie on, and we talked about the Muncie City Council meeting, and I know I was waiting for my giggity from Joey, but I don't know if he's here. So I got to thinking about oh, that's cool, Clinton. That's awesome. So were you at one time, Clinton. Been waiting for that one. Okay, so I've been thinking about what happened yesterday. We talked last night about the council meeting, and that was the majority of last night's show. However, probably in my opinion, what was more important than the council meeting yesterday was the joint meeting between the council and the commissioners. Okay? So I want everyone to think about that meeting. All of the chaos that has been involved with the solar farm ordeal, all of the chaos that's swirled around the council meetings and swirled around the commissioners' meetings, all of the people who have been involved with going and fighting and talking and bitching and posting online and talking to one another and getting involved and getting educated and you know, for and against. All of the people that have devoted hours upon hours upon hours to this. All of those people matter. Their thoughts matter. Their opinions matter. Their time matters. And something has never seemed right with it. And then last month, we find out that there was a major question that we all needed to be concerned with. There was a major question, there was a major issue that we all needed to think about and to wonder, like, what does this mean? And what does it mean if it's true? What does it not mean? What's going to happen here? You know, are we literally in a situation that we are absolutely 100% damned if we do and damned if we don't? Like, did they literally put us in that situation? And now they're saying we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to talk about it anymore in our meetings. We don't want to give you the time of day. All right? And then we all remember when James King said, "I didn't know anything about this." And then we go back and we see the video with our own eyes of them, King was the president. King's the one that said it for 35 seconds. Next up on the agenda is the economic development agreement between Meadow Forge and the county. John, did you look at this? Tell us what you think. And John's like, yeah, I looked through it. I worked with it with Brad Bookout and Joe, which is Joe, the other county attorney, Joe Retz, and myself, and it was a fine negotiation, a fair negotiation, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna work out good for everybody involved. And then they say, Shannon makes a motion. Sherry says, I'll second that. They vote 3-0. Boom, bang, pow. We've got an economic development agreement that basically was a do-nothing document. It's kind of like a sleeper cell, if you will. It's kind of like a sleeper cell. They put this economic development agreement in place on November 1st, 2021, and then it was like silent, and it didn't do anything until, boom, it gets brought up on January 6th by Bill Hughes, or January 9th by Bill Hughes, at the tax abatement committee, and everybody's losing their mind. And I finally get this. This is a document that I had been requesting for 4 months that the county would not give me. They would not give it to me because they didn't want me to see page 6, section 11. They did not want that out. I finally got someone that was brave enough to slide the document to me. I publish it. You want me to tell you something funny? John Brooks' office emailed me the economic development agreement 2 days after I published the economic development agreement online. You want to tell me they're not watching this? Hi, John. I mean, is that a coincidence? I've been asking for this 33-page document, 39-page document for 4 months. They would not even respond with it. No hi, bye, kiss my ass, nothing. And then they finally send it to me 2 days after I publish it. That's laughable. So then we go to a council meeting where in the council meeting has been the only place that we have had voices other than ours, the citizens, speaking in favor of maybe taking a look at what's going on. Ryan Webb, Bill Hughes, Matt Kantz to some degree, and the president of that board, who, mind you, is up for re-election, folks. Okay? Mind you, this woman is up for re-election. Okay? I want you guys to know this because I want you to consider not electing her. I want you to consider sending her back to the private sector. Jessica Piper the president of the council, also the vice president of the Delaware County family, all right, she says, I'm sick of talking about this. I don't want to hear them anymore. You know why she's tired of talking about it? You know why she's sick of hearing about it? Because it's happening in the year she's running for re-election. She does not want to be tainted by this. But let me tell her, Miss Jessica, you're already being tainted by it. Okay? You're already tainted by this. Okay? She's tainted anyhow. I mean, anybody that would re-elect this woman is out of their minds. Okay? She needs to go back to Purdue Pete and, her Boilermakers, or, whatever she cares about, her cats, her mom, and her teacups, and be done with it. Thank you for your service. Have a nice day. That's very good. That's probably a very good statement there, Joey. So, okay, here's the deal. She is a problem, and the citizens can address that problem this coming May. You don't even have to wait until November. You can address it this May. You want me to tell you how? I'm going to tell the people of Delaware County how they can address this. And some people aren't going to like this, but it is what it is. If you want to ensure that Jessica Piper is not reelected, then you walk into the ballot box and you bullet vote in the county council at large section, which means you vote for two people. You vote for Amber Green, you vote for Ryan Webb, and you walk out. You do not cast a third vote. Don't cast a third vote. Vote for two. Now, I'm going to tell you the other say. I'm going to tell you the other side. If you don't like and you can't bring yourself to vote for Amber Green, then go in and vote for Ryan, and don't vote for Amber, and don't vote for anyone else, and walk out. If you can't bring yourself to vote for Ryan, then walk in and vote for Amber and walk out. If you say, I don't want to vote for either anyone, any of these people, leave that space blank. Don't go in and vote for the others, or don't go in and vote for Jessica. You can leave spaces blank. Okay? I want you to keep that in mind. All right? But Jessica's not the only one at fault here. Okay? All right? Jessica is not the only person at fault. Obviously, she's not the main. She's just she's a byproduct of this. She's what we're going to be talking about, the concept of politicians of no. We're going to talk about that in a minute. That's the title of this show, episode 136, Politicians of No. We're going to talk about what that means. It sounds crazy. All right? She's a byproduct. She is a weakness. She is I hate to use this term because it's horrible, and I mean, I obviously, the weakness of the mind is a cancer in Delaware County politics, in Madison County politics, in Henry County politics, in Indiana, in America. Weakness, uneducation in this area, and voting blindly is bad. It's horrible. Okay? James King, folks, he is so heavily enveloped in this and so intermixed in this. The solar farm might as well be called King Farm. He cannot be reelected. Don't reelect him. Now, I want to let you know, I have got the word, apparently he has officially filed. Either yesterday or today, but he did officially file. So King is now in the running. So for everyone saying, he's not going to run, or he's going to run for county council, or he's going to run for dog catcher, be done with that. He is now in the running for re-election to his district commissioner seat. Now Scott Brand has to be perpetuated to the front of the class, and we must say, yes, we'll take you. If you do us wrong, we'll vote you out. We'll come after you just the same, but it's time to give it to someone other than James. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with John Richwine. Yes, Catherine. That's exactly right. John Richwine is the exact same. It's like the same movie, and it's just different people playing the same part all over the place, everywhere. Yeah, right. Good job, red team. It's like, no, Republicans, that's not the same kind of red. We don't want to go with them. What, you guys had one job, to not be communists, and look what you've done. Okay, so getting back to this, we've told all of these people we do not want you to do any more of this in the dark. We need to know what you're doing. Charlize, let me tell you, and that's bad, that's hard, okay? And let me tell you, Rush, okay? Hello there. Hello, Alicia. Rush has a great song, and in the song, the lyrics go, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Don't let anyone tell you that if you leave a race blank, that you're screwing something up. You're not. You're sending a clear vote. If you don't go to the polls, and you just don't go, then there's no ballot. All right, let's just make this simple. Say you live in a city where there are five voters. Okay, 5 voters. If all 5 people go vote, then that's what it is. If there are 5 people, but only 3 vote and 2 stay home, well, you still get 100% of those 3 votes. If 4 of 5 people go vote, but one of those voters goes and grabs the ballot, I've got my ballot, okay, cool, and they go in and they vote for just one race, and they turn it in, and they leave all of the other races blank, when they do that, okay, now they can tell something's up because our figures don't match. So that's a no vote. That's a vote of no confidence. It's very, very strong. A vote of no confidence is very strong. They can tell what that means. We cannot reelect Jessica Piper. We cannot reelect James King. I want to say we should not and cannot elect Sherry Riggin, but I don't think anybody's going to run against her. I don't think anyone's going to run against her, so she's going to get. Dude, what? Like, I don't care if you're a 19-year-old kid flipping burgers at McDonald's. If If nobody else files by 11 o'clock on Friday, go file. I mean, maybe that's not the right, you get where I'm going with that. Catherine's saying what a lot of people feel. All right. So James King's the same way. They sat in this meeting that is in the cover of darkness. And they have these words back and forth. And James King acts like a hard ass. And he's playing the whole Clerks routine. I didn't even want to be here today. Kind of thing. I wasn't even supposed to be here. Somebody put gum in the locks. Give me shoe shine. I need to paint the sign on the door. Okay. For my movie buffs out there. King is the weirdest elected official. He literally tells us several times a year. I hate my job. I'm tired of listening to people bitch at me. I don't like people calling me out. I don't like when people redress their government. I'm tired of all of the noise. He always acts. Let me ask you a question. Has anybody ever seen King in a good mood? He never acts like he's in a good mood. He always acts like someone's just like he's literally just got his blanket laid out on the beach. He's just got oiled up and he's ready to suntan, and he's got him a nice picnic out there, and he's got his food, and you've just come through and just flipped sand all over him. He always acts like he's just got sand in his crack. He's just always that man with enough sweat and a little bit of sand up his crack, and he's just always got that, like Ryan said, that permanent scowl. Why if you hate all of this so much, let me take you to the promised land. Follow me. I'll take you to the promised land. I'll take you by the hand. I'll walk you to the clerk's office. We will get a withdrawal file sheet. We'll fill it out together. I'll give you a hug. We'll put it on the counter. I'll give you another hug. Like Chris Christie sitting on the beach in his lawn chair. I can't get that image out of my head now. King needs to resign, man. Like, he hates his job. So they're all mad. Everybody's mad. They don't like that a couple council members have dared to call the commissioners out. How dare you? How dare you ever do such a thing? That's not right. Okay? Yeah, it is. It's called checks and balances. King, I know you went to Southside, bro, but it's called checks and balances. Okay? Checks and balances, my guy. If you don't want the public to check and balance you. You don't want me to do it. You don't want to be on Facebook. You don't want to be on TikTok. You don't want to be on a podcast. Okay. Well, so then let your fellow elected officials check and balance you. Okay? It's separate but equal branches of government. Oh, no way. You know, how dare you do this? And then let me tell you, you've got weak-minded officials. Let me tell you something. King, people like Nora Powell, and other folks that I would consider like Bilbrey, arch nemesis type people. Some of them, at least some of them, I can respect. Okay, I can respect some of them because, like, the way they put up a fight, you know, their political astuteness or whatever. I can at least respect King, and you won't hear me say this very frequently. At least I respect King for standing up and saying his piece. Even when he's wrong, he'll say it. But we've got these weak-minded other individuals like Dan Flanagan, Eugene Whitehead. I'm telling you, Eugene Whitehead does not deserve a place on that council. I'm going to be very clear, though. If it comes down to putting Jessica Piper back on the council or Eugene Whitehead, I'll take Eugene Whitehead all day. Because without Jessica on the council, Whitehead might possibly have a chance of being a good counselor. He does not, as long as Jessica's there, because he will do whatever Jessica says 100% of the time. So we've got these people on the council who are saying, we don't want to be a county of no. We don't want to be seen as the county that will fight a good big corporation if they're wanting to work here. When did that become a thing? They don't want to be a party of no.
When they needed an excuse to allow a corporation to come in and rape the community and let them line their own pockets to do it. Or advance them somehow.
Well,
that they have to be getting something out of it personally. I'm sorry. You don't sign a deal like that and not be getting some kind of thing from it.
Right. That's right. Well, and to Charlize's question, she said, whose responsibility was it to, whose decision was it, was the ED plan, the commissioners or the council? Well, that's funny. The council's the fiscal body, and we've all heard Bill Hughes say that. Bill Hughes is an attorney. He's a respectable man. He's somebody that a lot of people at least know of, you know, if they don't know him on a personal level. And I would say that he's lived a life that's basically beyond reproach. You know, he's lived a life where he's, you know, lived a fine, upstanding life. I don't question him. I don't have no problem questioning him if I need to, but I don't question him when he says, I think that this is an issue. He's an attorney. John Brooks seems to disagree with him. Great. That means we've got two different attorneys with two different opinions. That's a Tuesday in my world, folks. That doesn't mean anything. It happens all the time. Go sit in any courtroom in America, Monday through Friday. You'll find two attorneys that don't agree all the time. Generally, you'll find three, because one's a judge, One's on the defense or like the defendant's side. One's the plaintiff or the prosecution. So you've got three different people in there that are all attorneys making up different thoughts. So it doesn't surprise me that Bill Hughes thinks something and John Brooke thinks something different. That does not surprise me. Okay. Who are these people that are saying we can't say no? Wait a minute. You say no to the citizens all the time. And you either do it by specifically saying no or something, or you do it in the way where you're like, well, I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm not going to do what you want. I'm not going to do what you say. So they don't want to be a council, politicians, or people that say no when it comes to Invenergy and Meadow Forge. They don't have a problem telling you or me no. Okay? Think about that. They want to be a council that says yes all the time. Well, why don't you say yes to the citizens? Here's the thing. Council, commissioners, we don't want you to have a meeting in the dark. Will you have a meeting right up there and let us come to it? Say yes, please. Say yes. You don't want to be people who say no, right? This whole idea, the whole identity, this whole thought, this whole charade, this whole game, this whatever you want to call it, of these officials needing to embrace this idea of this toxic positivity. I get so sick of saying that. And I know that people get so sick of hearing it. But apparently not sick enough that they do anything about it. Let me get this right. Mike Jones wants to get on my case and talk badly about me because I'm politicking against his boss, his friend, his meal ticket. So he's mad at me because I'm speaking out against James King. Meanwhile, he does not have a problem speaking out against Brand. He has no problem calling up Shireen Wagley and bitching about how the mayor and Bilbrey's working together to get Brand elected. He doesn't have a problem with making all these demands and going places and telling people that he's going to call them and tell them just how bad Brand is, and they don't know Brand did this and Brand did that. Let me tell you, the only thing that Brand did that Mike Jones doesn't like is he became something. He didn't just wallow around in nothingness, waiting to become the head stamp licker for James King. That's the only thing. Now, of course, Mike Jones doesn't like that. Mike Jones sees that his meal ticket might be coming to an end. But all of that, folks, is the distraction. And that's what Mike hopes. That's what Mike hopes. He's achieving what he hopes for here. That's why I've decided that I no longer text anything to Mike Jones other than, okay, simp, keep simping on. Mike Jones is the head simp. He is the king simp. Simp on, simpleton. That's all I say to him. We need to destroy this idea of these politicians thinking they can't say no. It is okay to be the politician that says no, the elected official that says, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to sell my community out for another business, for another tax abatement, for another attaboy, not to become sheriff, not to become a state representative, not to become commissioner, not for another term in the mayor's office. I am done selling out my community for my personal gain. The only thing that King has against Stephen Brand is that the ATF, probably the most ridiculous branch of law enforcement ever. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that he has about Brand. Yet, King has been a part of the meeting where Shannon Henry said, what did he say? I'm sick of this transparency crap. King in that very same meeting said, yeah, I get tired of everything that we do. It has to be on the record and blah, 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 I'm like, what? People are okay with that? I'm going to tell you, we've got some serious public enemies here in Delaware County, but it's not just Delaware County. It's everywhere where a party, and it can be Democrat, it could be Republican, it could be a grouping of libertarians, and whoever feels like they are in control and that they don't need any outside sources, and that when they win elections, they keep their people in. I'm going to tell you something. King did file. He either filed yesterday or today. He did file. Yes. We have to get rid of this. From the local setting to the state setting to the national setting. We've got to get rid of these elected officials who feel like it's their responsibility to just absolutely say yes. Yeah, David, let me tell you. Hey, nobody mentioned the ATF in my name, because I got a pretty penny worth of guns. Pretty big, that all accidentally fell off the back of the wagon. You know? Something else. I've got some detractors. I've got some detractors who will, from time to time, they'll say things like, Bilbrey is the kiss of death to her. Bilbrey is 0 wins and 35 losses. Well, first of all, that's not anywhere close to being true. I have worked on winning campaigns. I've worked on losing campaigns. I've worked on campaigns that I thought was great, then I thought they were bad. I've worked on campaigns that I didn't really think was good, but they got better. I've worked on campaigns all across the board, winners and losers. But I understand why they say this. Because I tend to vote for, and I tend to put my weight and my voice and my support behind good common sense people that the parties don't like, and people that would do a good job, but the game is rigged against them. Clinton. Well, I appreciate that. You are the first bot that I've ever respected, and thank you very much for that, Clinton. Stumblefoot. I just it blows my mind. It really blows my mind. And it's scary to me to think that people out there buy into this ideology of not being able to tell somebody when they do wrong. You know, I'm gonna give you a for example. I've got 2 brothers. I've got a brother that is about 3.5 years younger than me, and then I have a brother that is like 20 years younger than me. And obviously, for a very long time, the brother, it was just me and the brother that was 3 years younger than me. Like, we grew up as kids together, and we grew up living a life like that. When my brother that is, 19 and a half, 20 years younger than me came along, look, I was 19, he was 0. He was born. When he was 2, I was 21. When he was 10, I was 30. We didn't live in a house together. We didn't share much of his youth together. We would see each other a couple times a week, you know, I would see him in passing. I would see him on his birthday. I would see him, you know, on the weekends out at my grandparents' house or with my dad. But we didn't spend a lot of time together. So for a long time, we were more like nephew and uncle, uncle and nephew. Which, look, I want to say this. To me, that's not a bad thing, because I've got uncles that I would look at as older brothers. Okay. No, I'm the oldest brother. I'm definitely the oldest brother. I'm the only. I'm me. Then I've got a brother that's 3 years younger than me. Then I got a brother that's 20 years younger than me. I'm the oldest on all sides. I've always said that. I'll come back to that. So it was more like a nephew-uncle relationship, and that was the situation. But that doesn't. I don't. That's not a. Absolutely, Charlize. Julie wants to know about aunts. Well, I've got aunts that I also look at as older brothers too. So very similar to my uncles. I've got aunts that I look at as older brothers too. Anyhow, you know, distance in my family doesn't mean anything. I've got cousins that are like, you know, siblings and things, whatever. The point I'm making here with Jake is that time and age and just what was going on in life, you know, I was in college and things like that. So that happened. However, when Jacob was 16, well, in 2016, Jacob was also 16. When our dad passed, Jacob and I got closer. And now for the last several years, Jacob and I's relationship has really bounced way forward to where Jacob and I are very close to the same level as Andrew and I. And I've always said that, you know, the older Jacob gets, the more we'll have in common. And that kind of thing just is a truth. What's funny about this is, though, like, there's things that I look at that Jacob and I do so similar, and then there's other things that we do that we're just miles apart. Like, he is shy as all get out, you know, whatever. And then there's things that Andrew, my other brother, and by the way, both of these brothers are technically, I would never use this term, but they're technically half brothers, not step brothers, half brothers. We share a parent each, and then one parent not. So my brother that's 3 years younger than me, our mom is the same, but different dads. And Jacob, the younger brother, is different moms, but same dad. But I look at things sometimes I look at Andrew and I'm like, God, we could be twins. It's bizarre. But Andrew does this thing that absolutely annoys the hell out of me. Andrew will go through the drive-thru and he will order food. And Andrew will go in and, okay, he'll go through the drive-thru and he'll say, I'm going to try to think of something weird. Okay. A lot of people don't like to eat ketchup on chicken. I'm somebody that will eat ketchup on chicken. It's got to be like if I'm getting a chicken sandwich, I will eat ketchup on it. Like if I was going to Wendy's and I was going to get a spicy chicken, I would get a spicy chicken with cheese and ketchup. A lot of people would think that that's weird. So if I was going through and I would say, I would like to get this spicy chicken with just cheese and ketchup only, and they send it through to me, I always get it, and then I drive up so I'm not in people's way, and then I check it to make sure that it's right. Can't tell you how many people leave and then they get home or they go wherever they're going and they're like, wait a minute, this isn't right. Because I'm the kind of person that if it's not right, I am never crappy to people in the wait industry, in food service. I understand. I get it. Accidents happen. But I will go in and say, hey, sorry, there must be a mix-up, and they fix it. There's never been a problem. Andrew, on the other hand, will not do that. It does not matter. He could be allergic to 5 items, and he could go through and say, I want X, Y, and Z, and I do not want these 5 items. And they could send it through with only those 5 items. And he would just either throw it away or whatever. Andrew will not speak up ever. Now, he's very political, and that's changing a lot of stuff in his life, and it's interesting to me to see how those two worlds interact. But that's kind of like what we've got going on here in the government. If you are not happy with what's going on, you have to speak up, and it is okay to say, no, this is not right. We've got that going on in the government. Right. Absolutely, that's insane. Who in the world? I was like, I'll just eat what I'm like. I paid for it. I want it right. You're actually saying it backwards, Julie. It's not. It's not a cheeseburger with no cheese. I will order a cheeseburger with just cheese and ketchup, and most places won't put that on the screen. And I'll say, hey, could you make sure that's cheese? And they will say, no, well, you ordered a cheeseburger. And I'll be like, I understand that. But if I say a cheeseburger with just ketchup, you cannot believe how many times I've ordered a cheeseburger with just ketchup and then got home and I've only had ketchup and no cheese. So I don't leave it I don't leave it like that. I will go up and I'll say, I want a cheeseburger with just cheese and ketchup. And so many people will correct me and they'll say, oh no, you can just say a cheeseburger plain, a cheeseburger with just ketchup. And I'm like, no, if you do that, inevitably you will get a hamburger with ketchup. Okay, Mama, that would drive me insane. I bought a cheeseburger ketchup only and got a bun with only ketchup. See, I'm telling you, you can't say that. To sin by silence when they should protest makes cowards of men and women. Yes. To sin by silence when they should protest makes cowards of men and women. I couldn't say that any better if I tried. Thank you, Abe Lincoln. That is very true. And we've got so much of that because these people believe this nonsense that they cannot rock the boat. Ask Bethany Keller. Ask Ryan Webb. Ask Troy Ingram what it's like to be on a council, to be in a government, and doing the right thing and have 6 other people, 8 other people, 2 other people, however many the calculation is, saying, oh no, I can't rock the boat. I can't rock the boat. We simply cannot do that. What's happened to Sherry Riggin? Sherry Riggin used to be an outspoken voice. Sherry Riggin was somebody that is willing to stand up and do the right thing. She was. Now when people talk to her, you know what she says? The boys just bully over me. They just walk all over me. They just walk all over me. And I'm like, my question is, when people are talking to her, and they get that statement, my next statement is, what did you say to her when she said that? And they say, well, nothing. And I think, wait a minute. Why didn't you say, don't do that? Don't do that. I'm going to try to get in touch with her tomorrow. It's been about a year since I've spoke directly to her. I'm going to try to call her tomorrow, and I'm going to ask her. I'm going to see if I can get the same response. Because if I get the same response, I'm going to say, like, push back. We want you to push back. She got old and tired and broke down. That's what happens. Oh, I mean, yeah, some people said that. That is very true. And you know, if that's the case, then maybe she should not run. Maybe she should, because she's announced, she's told people she's running for another election. Even, yes, Kate, that's the thing. That's the thing. And people, listen, we talked about this during the municipal election last year. There was a man that was running for mayor in Newcastle. His name was Clay Morgan. And he may or may not be running for commissioner this year. I don't know what he's doing. But the best thing that could happen with Sherry is when King is gone. Listen, that is David. That's true. Maybe if King's gone, Sherry will come back to her old self. The problem is, if King's not gone, she could stand up. Clay Morgan, he ran for mayor of Newcastle, and I didn't like him because he wanted to be the mayor. Well, prior to being a candidate for mayor, he had been a Henry County councilor, and he was a councilor. He got elected. He did a 4-year term. He ran for re-election. He got elected. He got re-elected, and he was in the middle of a re-election, and he resigned like a year into a re-election. And he's like, I've just got too many things going on here. I don't know. I don't feel good. I don't know. And I just need to resign. Well, when he did that, he lost it for me. But I used to listen to him. I used to listen to Clay Morgan go to these meetings and argue against a point for 30 minutes passionately. He thinks he's Martin Luther King. He thinks he's the world's greatest orator. He just speaks and speaks and speaks. And it's like, what? He goes on and on and on. And he would fight. All other 6 council members would want to vote yes on something. And he would be fighting for the reason it needs to be no. Then someone would call the question. And after a 30-minute Clay Morgan dissertation, they would do the vote. And they would get to him. Sometimes he would be the 2nd vote. Sometimes he would be the 5th vote. Just depends what was going on. And inevitably, he would go ahead and vote yes with everyone else. And the vote would pass 7-0. And I'm like, what? How did you just vote for that? Why did you just vote for something that you've been arguing against for half an hour? And he would say to me, they just broke me down. They just broke me down. And I would say, well, do you think it's a good idea? And he would say, well, no, I still don't. And I'd be like, what? Then your vote has to reflect that. Because let me tell you, they don't put everything that happens in the minutes. So his wonderful hardcore speech, it went right in those people's ears and right out the other ear, straight up their ass. That's the same thing Sherry's doing. I've literally heard her second something and then vote no. Well, let me tell you how that works. When you're the commissioners, okay, when you're the commissioners and you're Sherry Riggin, Shannon Henry, and James King, the 3 of them. Okay, when there's the 3 of them, and you have King as the president. Okay, no, let's say that Shannon's the president, and it's King and Riggin are the other 2. If King makes a motion and Sherry seconds it, and then they vote on it, and she votes no, it still passes 2-1, and her no vote didn't matter anything. I mean, it did. It gave her voice, and it showed that her voice was no, but it still passed. If King calls the question and she doesn't second it, it could die for lack of a second, or it would force Shannon to have to second it, which would be powerful, and then Sherry could also vote no. Now, I agree, Charlie, because I would normally tell people, even if it's going to be voted no, I like when someone seconds it because it can start a discussion. I'm just saying this is political chess, and sometimes people need to understand that you have to use all of the tools in your toolbox. So if Sherry wants to make the biggest impact, and there's something that she absolutely hold on. If she absolutely yeah, I know a three-person board is hard, but if she wants to do the right thing there's ways that she could do it. But I just feel like when you've got someone arguing against it and then they just roll over, if she's at a point in her life where she can't hold her own against James or against Shannon, respectfully, it's time to pack it in. It's time to pack it in. I don't know what that was. Oh, I love it. King is the thumb. I couldn't say it better myself. King is a thumb. Respectfully, maybe it's time for Sherry to pack it in. I hate saying that, and I'm not trying to be rude, but it's not just Sherry. There's a lot of other folks that are in that same position. Stumblefoot, that's hilarious. What, Kate, do you have starred? I see you have a couple things starred here.
A couple of things I thought were interesting. It's nothing that needs to be brought up. They're already put on the screen. You already commented on one of them. I just wanted to say.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Stumblefoot. I'd like to say very hard when one is only one standing. Trolls are wicked. Do those changing votes with others that have their back for original goal. Listen, that's a very good question. Kind of very good thought. Are they just playing politics? And, like, are they just like, I need to go along for this because it'll look good. That's a what? Oh my, stand right here. Stand by. Hold on. There's something that we need to look at. Look at this. This was on the table in front of me the whole time and I didn't even see this. Look at this. This is so funny to me. I don't know if Brandon's here. I want to put this on the screen. Yeah, yes. Kate is like a sister. I would say that.
The ugly older stepsister, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll just be honest.
Wait, why did you go off so fast? No, I said I was. I'm the ugly older stepsister.
I got you beat by almost a decade, man.
All right, dude. What are you eating?
I baked bread.
Oh, you baked bread?
I baked bread.
I would like to have some of that.
Well, you have to get your behind over here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to this week.
You always say that, and then you never do. Because
I know,
you don't like your sister as much as you want everybody to think.
That's true. Look at this while you're up there. No, come back here. Look at this.
Sorry, y'all get to watch me eat. Oh, was this a mailer?
Yeah. So it says, did you know One Stop to Start, Indiana's Workforce Hub? Indiana launches new Workforce Hub. Hoosiers and businesses can now visit One Stop to Start. And that is a stupid One Stop to Start. Okay, I guess I get it. To connect with workforce and education training and resources. You can also get one-on-one assistance through a career navigator or employer navigator who are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Active duty military pay now exempt from state taxes. To honor members of the armed services, active duty military qualify for a complete income tax exemption starting this year. Our goal is to attract more out-of-state service members to Indiana and help fill our workforce pipeline. And then on the backside, it says,
What?
What?
They're making active duty military exempt from state sales tax.
Not
state income tax. Okay.
Active duty military pay now exempt from state taxes. To honor members of the armed services, active duty military qualify for a complete income tax exemption starting this year.
Okay, and this is to attract people back to Indiana to join the workforce. Let me ask you this. How many active duty military do you know who can just say, I'm going to go back to Indiana and get a job?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like what's going on? Aren't you active duty? Aren't you assigned? Isn't the government?
You're going to go AWOL to go back to Indiana to add to the Air Force, the workforce, to get those benefits of not having to pay.
His next mailer says, for all of you dead people that want to come back to Indiana. What the hell? Well, all right. So it goes on the back here and it says, get connected to helpful resources.
The military wouldn't take him, Charlize.
Yeah, right. No.
He pass an ASVAB.
No. He's not giving. No, he was not in the military. Important numbers: 24/7 Human Services Helpline 211. Okay. Bureau of Motor Vehicles, Hoosier Voter Hotline, Unemployment Claims Questions, Hoosier RX, Indiana's Prescription Drug Program, Utility Regulatory Commission, Adoption Information, Child Abuse Hotline, Missing Children and Endangered Adults State Police, Customer Protection Hotline. Scan here to visit my website and to sign up for my e-newsletter, State Representative J.D. Prescott. And then it says, this postage paid by Indiana House of Representatives.
So by us.
Yeah. Yes. Then it's got the address. I won't give that out. But then on the back side here, then it's got this interesting little feature. It's this little card, and it wants you to cut this out so you can keep this section.
Would there be some objection if I cut his face off? Because I hate that smug-looking grin looking at me all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what's got it about him?
J.D. Prescott, State Representative J.D. Prescott, and stupid artwork.
We can help that. We can make that better.
That's what I said. Then it says working for you. And then it's got
jokes.
Yeah, I know. Then it's got a cell phone picture here, but it's got numbers that is not his cell phone number. Okay, it's got his office number in Indy and an 800 number.
Which is just the house switchboard.
Yeah. Then he's got his email address, h33@iga.in.gov. Then he's got in.gov/h33. And then he's got his physical address in Indy. No cell phone number and no actual email address. So that's it. Oh, wait, does it open up inside you? No, that's it. I thought there was another prize. So that's it. But his actual phone number is not on this. And
he can't have people calling him Kristopher and asking questions and shit.
Yeah, right. Keep mice away. It's like
you're supposed to shred it and put it in the bottom of your bird cage.
Yeah. That's exactly.
I have to have some fun with target practice with those. That's a good idea, Steve.
Yes. Yeah, right. Give him I won't say what I was going to say. But yeah, that's interesting. So that's funny. I just happened to see that. It's been sitting on the table and I've been looking at it, and then all I saw, it was covered up kind of. And so like this is all I saw. But I didn't see the name, but I saw like half of the face. And I was like, it's that hair.
I don't know. Niles got home from work last night and ours was sitting on the table, and he took one look at the table and said, "You get that dumb motherfucker off our table, please." So I threw it away.
That's hilarious. I tell everybody, don't throw away your things because we have to go through them, because I don't get them. I don't get his because I technically
do.
What?
Well, apparently Grandma and Grandpa do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That well, they live in his district. I don't live in his district. I live outside the district. I get them from Scott, obviously, but then I get them from
probably about 800 people in the district who think that he's trash and want to show you his latest crap that he's trying to sell.
What's her name? Sue. What did you say? Who did? Who's trying to sell stuff?
JD.
Oh yeah, well yeah, right. Yeah, he's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I like that I saw that there. That was just laying there on the table. That was funny. But hell, he goes into my whole the politicians of no, this whole, he can't vote against the party. Nobody can do, this whole mentality of you've got to vote. Yes, you can't rock the boat. There's not going to be a vote. There's not going to be a vote to rock if they keep it up. I got a Victoria Sparks mailer. It's now in our kitty box. That's hilarious. Sue Arrington. Yeah. Yes. Sue Arrington.
Oh yeah. Alva Facebook messaged me and said that he saw that there was a press release today from the city of Muncie.
Yeah.
About the building.
Yeah.
Let me guess. You would need me to share it.
I'm trying to think how to get it to you. If you can stay right here, I can send it to you.
I have the link. I'll just open this stupid thing.
Okay. Do you have it?
Yeah. You talk. I'll find it and get it.
Okay. Pull it up there. So, real quick before we go, we can talk about that. So, Yeah, right, Charlize. I'm conflicted. I'm a little conflicted here. I think there maybe were other better things they could have done with this building. Um, I I'm not always going to say that Ridenour has done horrible things. He's done a lot of horrible things. He's going to get some things right periodically. I'm not saying that this is something that is absolutely right. There's a lot of questions with this, but I'm also not just 1000% dogging this either. Okay, so here is the press release. Can you blow that up? For immediate release, downtown YMCA to be repurposed by True Development Solutions. The downtown YMCA has been a landmark in the heart of the city since 1975. In 2022, the City Muncie Redevelopment Commission purchased the Y building to assist in the capital campaign for a new downtown facility and to preserve the prime location of the building. The area of downtown is the main gathering space of downtown events. They put we because he probably said I. We plan to seek out more uses that complement the enhanced area. Commented Mayor Ridenour at the time. Now the Y has been purchased by True Development Solutions and may have big plans for repurposing. Who have big plans for to repurpose the building. It's hard for me to see this. Current plans for the location include.
If you would like, I can take over reading it for you.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Current plans for the location include adding an additional 2 stories, which is possible due to the brick building's solid foundation. The building will be converted into market rate apartments with a plan for retail on the first floor and a restaurant with rooftop access on the top. Engineering and architecture for the property will begin immediately, with construction to begin in 2025. The project should be completed within 24 months. I think it's terrific, said Muncie Redevelopment Commissioner President Jeff Howe. It's a great addition to our downtown. The MRC bought the building in 2022 for $500,000 and sold it for just over $770,000, which will go to support more infrastructure and development projects. And that's what this monstrosity is going to look like, apparently. And that is the end of the press release.
So the fact that the city bought it for $500,000 and sold it for a profit, I'm okay with that. That being said, I need to know. I need to know more about this. I'm happy that the MRC no longer is made up of Isaac Miller and Tomlin, and that Andrew Dale and Zane Bishop will be on there because they're going to really shake it up. That said, this is going to have to be something that I look at. There's more questions. And what I really am pissed off about is the Dan addicts jump to conclusions to call everybody stupid. And you've got, them like wildly exclaiming, ooh, ooh, this is the best thing that's ever happened in my life. And it's just like, relax there, Mr. Finger. You'll be all right. We'll be all right. Okay. So just really strange. The last bit of information that I want to talk about tonight is really interesting and concerning. I'm gonna Kate, can you pop up here for a second?
Yes.
Okay, I have to email you something. That I should have emailed you earlier, but I want to see if you can put it up on the screen, because this is very big and important. But I will have to go away for a second, so it's just going to see me pause. It'll only take a second. Stay right there. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Can you hear me still?
Yes, we can hear you still. Now you're sideways, which is entertaining. My question with the why thing is, how much edit money is Dan going to throw at it? Because we know how much he loves doing that. So I am definitely going to need to pay attention to that one. How much edit money ends up getting thrown at the old why? Because I can see him just blowing that $220,000 that they profited off the sale of the building in a heartbeat. Just a minute, he says. Watch him fall off the planet. He'll break his thing and he won't come back, and he'll leave me here. And you'll all have to deal with me. Oh,
bingo. So real quick before we go someplace, someone just texted me, and I don't know who it was because I couldn't see, but said this just happened 3 weeks ago. So when was this posted? This just seems weird. It just always seems with Dan, it's always just everything's quick, done under the cover of darkness. Again, it's just something we're tired of seeing. A lot of questions, a lot of concern. So we will be following this. There's a lot of rules. I read that down there. There's a lot of ins and outs and turns and shit with this. So we're going to have to look at it and see what goes on. Okay, the last thing I want to talk to you about is something that's up on the screen. And this is very concerned. Can you go, blow this up. I want to read this to you. Maybe Kate does. Go back to the top real quick. And scroll all the way to the top real quick. Oh, this is not scroll. You just got pictures. Okay, so this is the state of Indiana. This is from the Department of Local Government Finance. This is called the DLGF, people. This is where basically what?
I have a problem.
Yeah.
Department of Local Government Finance.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
They did?
Government. Did Nancy go work for them?
There is no way that's true.
That is spelled wrong.
Is it spelled wrong down where it says from?
No, just in the header. It's spelled correctly. Everywhere else I'm seeing the word government on the paper. That one is spelled incorrectly. There's a typo.
Okay. So I want to say this was sent to me today, not by the DLGF. It was sent to me by someone else. So I'm going to say I need to double check. No, back up. I don't think that this is, look, I don't know. I don't think this is a parody. I think that this is concerning. I hope that this is real and that they just had a typo, because this was sent to me. And let me tell you, let me tell you what happened. No, it is. No. So wait a minute, Karen. This is being billed to me as it's real. Okay. I'm going to have to do some checking because that's now concerning. Well, go to page 17. Here's where we have issues. Okay. Let's make sure everything's spelled right on this page. All right. Government spelled right. Finance spelled right. Department spelled right. All right, folks. What this is and what this is being billed as is this is a document from the Indiana Department of Local Government Finance. And if you see here, it says general fund budget approved for displayed amount. And then below that, it says rate reduced to maintain with statutory levy limitation. All right, scroll up to fire pension. It says rate reduced to increased assessed valuation. Yeah, that was good eyes, Kate. Of course, I didn't even look at that part. I just got down to this stuff when it was sent to me. The next is local road and street. Okay, and that says budget approved. There was nothing wrong there. Motor vehicle highway, nothing wrong there. All right, go to park. Rate reduced to increased assessed valuation. Park bond. Rate reduced to reduction of operating balance according to Indiana Code 611, blah, blah, blah. Cemetery. Rate reduced to increased assessed valuation. Cumulative capital IMP. SIG tax. It says the budget has been decreased because projected revenues are insufficient to fund the adopted budget. Okay, now the question here is, did they cut $2 million out of the city's budget? Is that what it looks like there, Kate?
It's what it looks like. It looks like they've gone and they've reduced just about everything from what they had put in the budget.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to go through the whole thing, but
well, okay,
that's what it looks like.
That's a big deal if they cut, because remember, this is for the this was being alleged to me to be for the 2024 budget.
Yeah, it's a budget order.
And they're saying that this is the 2024 budget, and this is the budget that Ridenhour tried to jam through, and the council wasn't happy with, and yada yada yada, and they were paying all sorts of crazy stuff out of. All right, go up to the top
of that page.
No, of the document. Go to like page 2 or 3. What we want to look. Okay, now scroll. All right, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Keep on going. Keep on going. All right. $18. All right, keep going. Keep going. All right, see here. No, go back up real quick. See here where it says, keep on going. Up. Up, up, up. All right, it says Center Sand, Muncie, Delaware. You see that? Okay, what I want you to do, all right, scroll down, because I want to look for Delaware counties.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Scrolling down. No, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. It's going to be like page 6 or 7, I think, or 8 or 9.
Oh, Delaware County's right there.
All right, Delaware County. Okay. So this says the same thing. Delaware County. General rate reduced to remain within statutory levy limitations. Reassessment, rate reduced. All right, keep on going. Highway was the same. Okay, local road and street was okay. Cumulative bridge, okay. Health, all right. Rate was reduced, okay. Now look here. It says, my question is, there was 17,000 cut out of this?
Okay, so this is the certified budget. Okay, so that's what they're spending. And then that column over here is the certified levy. So that's the amount of taxes that are being levied.
Okay. I guess.
So they need to come up with, well, how much did Ryan say they were going to be short?
Well, they weren't going to. Remember, they needed to cut like somewhere between 3 and 8 million, but then they claimed they did it.
Well, this looks like they needed to.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
So if you look down through this, like I went down to Albany's, for example, and Albany, it doesn't have, it's got several lines, but it's only got like one of those. All the rest of them are okay. So it's not like they did the same thing to every, municipality.
If you're going to make me go through this, I need alcohol, man.
Yeah, right.
Alcohol and a calculator.
Well, we need to know what everything is, how the page is exactly set up.
Yeah.
What the deal is. I'm in the process of working on this, but now that you found out that
freaking typo at the top.
Typo is really weird, because this got sent to me from a citizen, and
it's a DGLF report, so it should be, or DLGF, sorry, whatever it is. You should be able to find it on Gateway, I would think.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. I mean.
So I'm just wanting to bring this to people's attention. If Delaware County's government is needing to cut out of the budget, and if Muncie City, first of all, if Muncie City's needing to cut that out of the budget, the mayor and Craig Wright have some splaining to do. I'm almost willing to say they do, no matter what. That's questionable. But I hate it for the county too. I hate it for anyone that's involved with that's going to get cut. I don't like that. That's not a good thing, but some people need to take the hit for that as well. Hold on. Hold on one second. Kate, jump up here real quick, Kate, if you can. Can you take me down real quick?
Sick of my ugly face. You realize this?
Yeah. Take me down real quick.
Oh, goody. You're stuck with me again. And he's like waltzing off. I don't know what he's doing. Now he's looking out a window. Now, if he goes to get a gun, then I'm pulling him back up and we all get a show. I was looking at Indiana Gateway when I was so rudely interrupted. Had to reduce the budget for 2023 to balance the 2024. Your screen look just improved. I don't know how true that would be. I think he made me take him down because now I just have his rear end sticking up as his head is looking out the window. So.
Well, no, I was sitting here talking, and I literally just heard somebody mag dump, like close.
Oh.
Like.
Well, I said if you needed to go get a gun, I was pulling you back up whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
We get a show.
Yeah. So I'm listening because, well, it's funky because of where I'm at. During the day, that would not be crazy if I heard it from that way or if I heard it from that way. But that's not where I heard it from. I heard it from that way. And it was like pop, 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 pop. I'm trying to count it in my mind. Pop, 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 pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it was like pop, 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 pop. I mean, just like as quickly as you could fire it off. And it was pretty large. I would say it was pretty large caliber. That was interesting. Okay, weird.
You don't need me anymore.
No, sorry, folks.
People of my presence.
Yeah, right. Let me know what you find. And now I don't like with my back sitting next to the window now. Okay, well, Kate will look for that. And we will probably, I will have more on that tomorrow. And we'll see what we can get when we find more. I want to look into the spelling error. That's funky. I don't know what the deal is with that. So I'll keep you guys posted. I will let you guys know, and we will be back here the same time tomorrow at 9 p.m. Tomorrow is Wednesday. There's a Board of Works meeting, and tomorrow night we will cover the commissioners meeting from Monday. I'm getting ready to go listen to it. We'll cover the Board of Works meeting for tomorrow, and we will cover the Muncie Redevelopment Commission meeting that they had Monday, because I need to cover those. We haven't fully covered those. So we will do that and anything else that pops up. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please do us a favor. Like the episode. Please, please, please like the episode. Hit the like button before you leave. Hit the bell. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell. Leave a comment. Share the show with everyone you know. And we will see you guys back in here. We'll do that. We will do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. That's a good thing. They did get that malarkey project stopped in Anderson. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. So they did some good work there. All right, folks, you guys have a great rest of your evening. God bless each and every one of you. And we will see you all on the flip side. And I will say, we've got to get rid of the politicians that have this idea that they cannot say no. They cannot say no. That's ridiculous. They can say no. They say no to us all the time. They need to do what's best for the city, what's best for the county, what's best for the town, what's best for the area that they are responsible for. The idea of just always saying no or always saying yes, that's nonsense. You got to be able, it's got to be a mixture, and it's got to be what makes sense. You guys take care. God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.